It's Wednesday, and that means Mercury rules the day, and Mercury is all about communication. So I felt called to come live today to communicate what's on my heart based on something or a request that I received this morning. Welcome, everyone. I'm so glad you are joining me live or catching the replay. If we haven't met or we haven't connected in a while, I'm Young Pratt. I am a communication catalyst here at Illuminating You Productions. We help you to communicate your heart song, to communicate your gifts, your desires, your dreams out into the world confidently so that you can step center stage as the leading character of your own life. I'm so glad you are tuning in today. And if you're live, let me know. Pop the word live below. If you are watching on the replay, let me know that as well. And I'm just adjusting my earbuds here just so I can hear myself and make sure we are all good. Welcome, welcome. Today we're talking about EFT for pain. And if you are new to EFT and you have never heard of this, let me know below. Just pop the word new in the comments and let me know that. So, EFT, or the Emotional Freedom Technique, is at its most basic a stress reduction tool. You can use it to calm yourself down in situations. You can use it to address emotional distress you may be experiencing. And it can also be used as a great pain relieving tool. This morning, I received a message from a client asking how to relieve some back pain that she was having after a session from yesterday. So, if you've ever gone to a massage therapist, you've had an energy healing session, during the session, you're moving energy, or your practitioner is helping you move the energy in your body. Now, in Chinese medicine, there's a belief that there are lines of energy going through the body. And if there's a blockage in one of those lines, it could impact different organ systems or different bodily systems. So I have this cord here for a visual. So if you can imagine these meridians, these lines of energy, these cords or these plugs that run through your body, and there's several of them. Um, if one of them gets stuck, and maybe there's some trapped energy. Maybe there's a little bit of anger there. Maybe there's a little bit of sadness, some emotion maybe you haven't fully processed through your body. What happens is that in that meridian, the energy can get blocked and it can cause things like physical pain. And when that happens, I always see that as a good thing for myself, right? I'm of the mindset that as I'm moving energy, as I'm moving into this higher version of myself, using tools like human design and tapping and other energy practices that I use, if I have some sort of, for lack of a better word, I'll call it a reaction. There's some sort of reaction that happens, and that could be a physical pain, or maybe I notice a different sensation. Often, what I love to do with my clients is bring them an awareness of their physical bodies, have them sense and feel in their physical bodies where or what things are happening. Is there a little bit of a pain, or is there some distress in a part of the area? In this particular client, it was her lower back. So I gave her a whole list of things that she could try, and they definitely worked for her. And if you are curious to know about that, if you're interested, let me know. Just put in healing or tools below, and I am happy to do a video on each of those tools, because each of the offerings that I sent to her was a different way to deal with the same issue, right? I'm of the belief that there's no single one right way for you to deal with anything, or for me to deal with anything. So I can present to you a series or a list of tools or suggestions to help you address something that you are dealing with. That's great for me as a practitioner, because at the end of the day, I never want my clients to be reliant on me. I want to empower them to rely on themselves, to be able to tap into their inner knowing, into their inner wisdom, and then rely on that inner knowing to run and guide their lives. So, again, meridians run through your body. These energy lines run through your body. If they If energy gets trapped and stuck, it can cause a lack of flow. So there's a little sticking spot right here. So that may result in some sort of physical sensation. For instance, I know that if I am trying to analyze things too much with my thinking brain rather than my feeling body, if I'm feeling overwhelmed or stuck or facing analysis paralysis, I often will get a headache. So for me, I can go out into nature or do something else on my list. But what I'll often do is some tapping. Now, if you've never done tapping before, I want to show you, first of all, the points that we're going to tap on. And we'll go through them sequentially. And don't worry, I'll guide you through an actual quick little process that you can really use anytime you need. Now, if you are feeling pain in your body where we're tapping, you don't actually have to tap on your physical body. You can tap on your energetic body and it will do the same thing. And I know it sounds kind of weird, but it happens. All right. So the first point we're going to tap on is the side of the hand. Now, I like to use all four fingers and just tap on the side of the hand. It doesn't matter which direction or which hand is tapping, which hand is receiving the tapping. You can switch if you like. It's going to create the same impact for you. So this is often referred to as the karate chop point, right? For obvious reasons. This would be the part of your hand that you would use to break a block, break a piece of wood, the karate chop, right? So we're going to tap on the karate chop point. The next point is the top of the head, kind of the middle of the head, where the soft spot, the fontanelle, would be in an infant. And you're tapping hard enough to have some sensation, yet not so hard that you're actually causing yourself more pain, right? So this is spot number 2. The next spot is the inner eyebrow. And for these 3 spots around the eye, make sure that you're getting the bony part and not the fleshy part of your eye. So the inner eye, and again, you can use one hand or two hand. It's up to you. And if you want to, because there are 2 points on your body, 2 eyes, you can use both hands if you like as well. Totally and completely up to you, whatever is feeling good to you today. And you may notice that some days you feel called to do one, some days you're called to feel 2. So just follow that intuition. Tracing your fingers around to the side of the eye, right below the eyebrow here. This is the next spot, side of eye. And then we're going to come down underneath the eye. Again, we're on the bony part of the eye, on the orbit bone here. The next spot is underneath your nose. So between the bottom of your nose and top of your lip, in the little divot, the little area right between those 2 spots. So under your nose will be the thing that I will refer to. And then the next spot is under mouth. And it's really this little crease right here between your chin and your lower lip, kind of right in between there. So the chin spot. The next spot we tap is the collarbone. So come find your collarbones, a part to stick out. Go about 2 finger widths out and about a finger width down. And you can tap here. And if it feels better, you can use multiple fingers. You can use your whole palm as well. Again, you're using your intuition. Listen to what your body is asking of you, because your body likes to send whispers. It doesn't always scream at you in the form of physical sensation. So really tune into your own self and figure out what feels best to you. And because there are 2 spots here, you can use both hands here. And now the next spot here is underarm. And it's really right below your armpit here, right where, like the middle of the bra strap for women. That's where that kind of sits. And you can do one hand. You can do monkey style and do both hands, or you can give yourself a big hug and get both sides if you want. Again, completely up to you. So those are the spots. Now, we always start with something called a setup statement, where we actually are shining a light on the problem we're having. So for example, you could say, even though I'm having all this lower back pain and I don't know where it's coming from, it's okay to feel this sensation, and I deeply and completely love and accept myself. And you'll say this setup statement 3 times. Even though I'm feeling a lot of pain in my lower back and I don't know where it's coming from, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. And then you'll say it one more time, the 3rd time here. Even though I have all this pain in my lower back and I'm not sure what's causing it, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. And then as we go through each of the spots, we're just going to do a little phrase that sort of reiterates what the problem is. All this pain, eyebrow, I feel it in my lower back, side of the eye, all this back pain under the eye. I'm not sure what's causing it. And throughout this process, we're also taking nice deep breaths here. Under nose, all this pain in my lower back. Under the mouth, I'm not sure what the cause is. Collarbone, all this pain. And then underarms, pain in my lower back. And I did neglect to say that before you start tapping, I want to point out two things. One is that just because we're acknowledging a challenge we're facing does not mean we're going to manifest more of it. EFT is like walking into a dark room blind. If you don't have any lights in that room, it's really hard to get across to open the door or open the curtain to get some light in. So basically, we're arming ourselves with a little flashlight so that we can spot what it is we're looking for and acknowledge it. Right? Just knowing that it's there, because half the time what happens with these things that we feel in our body, especially emotions, we don't want to feel them. We don't allow ourselves to feel them. And because of that, the emotions get tied up and trapped in those meridian lines and cause havoc in your body. So we're just acknowledging it for that. And before you start a round of tapping, you want to use a scale of 0 to 10. 0 being, in this case, no pain, and 10 being excruciating pain that I've never felt this bad in my entire life kind of pain. And you would rate it before you start. And then after each of the rounds of tapping, you would reassess. And oftentimes what happens when I work with clients, particularly in a one-on-one setting, as we tap, there are stories that are brought up. There are beliefs that rise to the surface. There are instances of something happening in the past that are linked to these current feelings and sensations. So again, emotional freedom technique. Everything we're feeling in our body is usually based on some emotion we have not expressed or we've not learned to express fully. So this is a way for us to process our emotions in a really safe, non-medicated sort of way. So let's try this again. We're going to talk about this lower back pain again. And so again, at this moment, I want you just to write or rate for yourself on a scale of 0 to 10. What is the pain? And maybe right now you're having a pain in your elbow, or there's some knee pain, or there's some shoulder pain. Whatever the pain is, you can replace my words with your own. And as you listen back to this video, you can, as you say these things out loud or in your head, again, fill in the blanks. And I find it really valuable to say the words out loud. When I say the words in my head, it's almost like I'm not still acknowledging what is there that I'm exploring. If I say it out loud, I am then confronting the reality of the situation, and I find I'm able to clear out the pain and the sensations I may be experiencing far faster. Again, I'll leave this to you. This is your adventure to go on. This is your journey to take. So whatever feels comfortable for you, please do that. All right, let's start by just wiggling our bodies here. Exhale, starting on the side of the hand, tapping, doing your setup statement. Even though I have this pain in my back and I'm not sure why it's there, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Even though I have this pain in my lower back, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Third time. Even though I have all this pain in my lower back and I'm really not sure where it came from, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Top of the head, all this pain, inner eyebrow, this pain in my lower back, side of the eye, all this pain under the eye. I'm not sure why it's there. Under the nose. I'm not sure what has caused this pain. Under the mouth. All this pain in my back. Collarbone. All this pain in my back. Under the arm. I'm not sure what this pain is all about. Big breath here. Wiggling your body. And if you were in session with me, whether you're doing a session virtually or we're doing a session in person or even in a group, I would invite you to drink some water right here, because when we move energy through our body, it can be a bit dehydrating. So it's important to drink more water than you think might be necessary. And I'm going to do that right now. And you may have noticed that I close my eyes through most of that tapping round. And again, for me, when I'm working with clients in particular, really tapping into their energy, I can do that more effectively with my eyes closed. But since you're here, you're watching me, you can keep your eyes open. Again, this is one of those choose your own adventure videos, right? Where you can choose to say things out loud or in your head. You can choose to stand up as we do this, or you can choose to sit down. Really, there's lots of ways you can modify this to support you wherever you are. The whole premise of this video is really about here's a tool you can use to address things that come up in your own life, whether that is an emotion like anger, frustration, bitterness, disappointment. When these emotions come up, if we don't address them, they get trapped and locked inside of our body. And over time, that can manifest into things like dis-ease, right? Or chronic pain. The more we can go back and resolve these and unkink the lines, right? We can untie these lines, let the energy flow more freely. That's when we can start living into our higher selves, our soul selves, right? I talk a lot about singing or living your heart song. The more energetically aligned we are, the more time we spend processing these emotions, resolving issues, and then rewriting stories to help empower us to move forward. That's really the magic of this work. But now you have this tool, you would continue tapping until the pain level de-escalated and went down, below a 5. Getting it down to 0 would be awesome. However, even taking it from a 7 to a 5 or a 5 to a 3, that's a significant difference in the pain you may be experiencing. So in my win, that is absolutely, in my book, I should say, that is absolutely a win. Even that slight reduction is going to be significant in the sensations you are feeling. And then after you get everything down, below a 5, you can then do something called seeding the quantum field. Now, in human design, our minds are not designed to answer questions. And I know when I first learned that, I thought, what the heck? I've always used my mind to answer questions. What I've discovered in this process over the past 5 years or so is that, yes, I can use my logic to solve a lot of things. However, if I rely simply on logical means of solving a challenge, confronting a feeling, emotion, confronting a physical pain, that only scratches the surface. I need to go much deeper than that. And the way that's most effective for me, and I've seen with my clients, is to be able to tap into your physical body and doing things like tapping, where we're actually bringing sensation back to our physical body, really is so magical in anchoring you into the present moment, because often many of us walk through life or travel through life sort of detached from our physical bodies. Our physical bodies just become a way for us to get from point A to point B, when in fact they are complex vehicles that need to be tended to. They need tune ups, they need check ins or check ups in order for us to be at our optimal health. And so, all of these tools that I share here are really a way for you to be empowered and take charge of your health in a way that only you can do. Because at the end of the day, even if you get professional help, you're still responsible for yourself. So if you have ways to address any physical needs or wellness concerns, using or having a toolbox full of tools at your disposal is so liberating for you. And you can pull them out and use the ones that are necessary in that moment, or you can start putting them together. So, again, let me take us back. After you go through several rounds, you've gotten your pain or whatever challenge you're having, and it's reduced closer to zero. Then we're going to see the quantum field. So, we're going to think about the third eye chakra, right? And inside of our brain, we have something called the pineal gland. And this is the place in our brains that anchor us into time and space. So when people experience things like dementia or those sort of things, what has been found in those situations is that there's calcification around the pineal gland. So as it gets harder and harder, we lose track of time and space, right? So we are doing this seeding of the quantum field where we're just tapping on this area of our body, really focusing on that pineal gland, really loosening that up there. It's really great for our overall health. And so here's how this sounds. We ask ourselves a question. So we're seeding the quantum field. We're asking the quantum field, the quantum universe, quantum intelligence, a question. We're not finding the answer within ourselves. We're asking that the answer be delivered to us. So in the instance of this back pain, we would ask ourselves, what needs to be healed, released, or aligned in order for us to release this back pain now? And then release. And then if you were here in session with me, I have some flower essences that are used for specific purposes. So I would use something like Vitality and do a little spritz over you to allow that flower essence to work on the quantum level as after we seed the quantum field. So that's a lot of things. Just know that tapping is a powerful technique to reduce stress, reduce overwhelm, reduce your emotional load. It's a great way to regulate the immune system. It's a great way to regulate the body, to really, again, anchor us into the present moment, face a challenge or an obstacle head on, talk our way through that while being in physical contact with our body, so that we can embody ourselves and we don't continue to walk around as disembodied humans using our physical bodies simply as vehicles, right? All the work that I'm privileged to do is all about embodiment. And I do that in the realm using of quantum human design and the gene keys. And I have a ton of energetic tools in my tool belt, and I love sharing them with my clients. So, my friend, if you are interested in going deeper into tapping, please message me. I have group opportunities available to work with me. I have one coming up in October around the full moon. I do a lot of one-on-one work as well. And one-on-one is really super powerful if you really want to go deep into getting to know you, uncovering things that may be blocking you from moving forward, releasing some of the physical pain you have in your body. That's really just an energetic problem. If you want to tune into your energy, use your energetic blueprint that is your human design to really live into the highest version of yourself, please message me. I would be honored to be your guide and walk this journey of self-discovery, or really this return home to yourself, remembering the dreams you had in your heart, in your body, in your knowing, back when you were a kid, that somewhere along the way you were talked out of pursuing. I'm here to remind you of your radiance, your brilliance, and your gifts because only you can create the impact that you are here to make. No one else can do that for you. Your gifts are meant to be shared. They were given to you for a purpose. Let's discover what that purpose is together because helping you to communicate that purpose through your business is the work that I love to do. And I can't wait to connect with you deeper. Until next time, my friends, let me know how I can help you. Reach out if you want to work together. And let me know if you're watching live or on the replay. And I will see you next time. Go out there today and shine your light even brighter. Cheers.